always, thank you so much for the love and support you have shown me over the weeks. I am so grateful for you guys. And if you are new here, hi, my name is Shapriya. And this is my YouTube channel. And on this channel, I like to tell my story, talk about my life, my funs, my not so funs, whatever. I'm here for it. And so are you, hopefully. So this week, I didn't do much. I mean, my husband and I, we took a couple of walks. We took our dogs out, got out, stretched our legs, enjoyed ourselves. We're hot and sticky. Had a couple of smoothies, you know, the normal thing, chilling, relaxing. So now it's time for the juicy stuff. Okay, guys, so I was 10 when I moved in with my aunt. I believe I was 10. I'm not too sure. Timelines may be blurred with me. I don't remember. It's not important. You just want the juicy stuff, right? All right, let's get to it. So I think I was about 10 when I moved in with my aunt. And I moved in the summer, but when the fall came, we started school, and my cousins were attending an after-school program. Now, this after-school program was separate from the actual school. It had nothing to do with school, you know, but we went after school, so it was like an after-school program. Okay, I'm over-explaining this, but whatever. This place is called the Christian Community Center. I love that place. And if you went to the Christian Community Center, you referred to it as the Mission. So at the Mission, you learn about God, you connect with people, other people who love God. You make friends, sometimes for a lifetime, and obviously husbands. And you get a nice, great foundation of what it is to become a young child of God. And I love it. They still are operational to this day. Amazing, amazing. I love it. Anyway, so throughout the year, we would attend Mission. And during the summertime, Mission would take a break like school, except at the end of the summer, they had summer camp where we went to Mountain View Bible Camp, and we stayed for the whole entire week, 7 days. It was awesome. So that was my first time going to an overnight camp anyway, so it was all awesome to me. So let's see, so we stayed for a week, but the camp was 2 weeks long. The first week it could have been the second week, but there was an older kids week and a younger kids week. Okay, so of course I was the older kid, so I went on the older kids week. Anyway, so the first 3, maybe 2 or 3 times I've been to camp, there was no sign of Brian. So of course, the third time, maybe the fourth time that I attended camp, he comes along, and I thought he was new, not knowing that his family actually grew up going to the Mission and attending camp. Go figure. So I met him and his twin brother. Let's see. And I think, no, not their nephew. Maybe he was younger. Yeah, he was younger. But anyway, so when I seen Brian, you know, he was really quiet, reserved, into himself. I am like goofy and silly and just a kid because, I don't know, I had to be about 11 maybe at that time, or 12. So, he's 6 years older than me, by the way, guys. So he was just talking, whatever, not paying me any mind because why would you? But I had a little tiny crush on him, and we just were friends, talking back and forth, you know, just enjoying camp. So let me fast forward because let's see, I stopped going to camp at the age probably 16 because I moved in with my dad. So after I moved in with my dad, I may have attended camp once or twice after that, but no, that was it. So one of the last times I attended camp, I remember because this situation was so awkward. So Brandon, his twin brother, always came to camp every year, made a point to come to camp. he was, you know, normal. The girls who did like him would talk to me. Oh, Brandon's so cute, blah, 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 whatever they would say. And then, like, Brian just disappeared. He didn't come to camp anymore. But this year, he came to camp. It was only for a day, but hey, he came to camp. So I was like, wow, is that Brian? So I ran over there, gave him a hug. He was like, hi, Shapria. I guess that's your name. I'm not sure. Hi, how are you? I'm like, oh, where did that come from? I must have tripped and fell into your arms and you mistook it for a hug. Anyway, glad that's over. So after that year, I haven't seen Brian in like probably 4 or 5 years, maybe. Again, timeline, don't quote me on my own facts. So anyway, so some time had passed and I guess I was still like living with my father. And then I got a call because I had the same cell phone number for years, guys. I probably still have the same number. If you have went to camp with me and you have my number, it's probably still the same. But anyway, so I got a phone call and it said Brian Short. And I'm like, hello? He's like, hey, Shapria, we're headed up to the camp. I wanted to know if you wanted to come. And I'm like, oh, yeah, who's we? And he's like, me and Brandon. And I'm like, uh-huh. No, I can't go. Why can't you go? I gotta wash clothes. And he's like, you have to wash clothes? Guys, first of all, let's talk about this. I'm a bad liar. And I cannot come up with any lies, especially on the spot like that. It's just not, I can't do it. So yeah, washing clothes was the best answer I had for him. And he still remembers that to this day. He just didn't understand. So anyway, so whatever. So I wasn't getting in a car with two guys that I haven't seen in like forever. To me, I don't know you anymore. We don't know each other. You don't know me. Y'all could be serial killers for all I knew. Anyway, so I'm like, no, that's okay. I'm not gonna go. Yeah, I'm gonna stay home and do all of this laundry. And he's like, okay. But he still continued to text me and we talked here and there as friends because he was in a relationship, guys, at the time. So we stayed connected a little bit and then we fell off. 3 more years went by and I was working at the mall. And his twin brother was working on a project next to the store that I worked at. And that store will become Apple. I didn't know. But anyway, so yeah, he was working with Apple with the electrical work or whatever he was doing over there. And I seen him like bopping down the hall and I'm like, oh, hey, Brandon. He's like, wow, hey, Shapria. So he started telling me like, oh yeah, everyone's doing fine. Started showing me pictures of his family and his girlfriend at the time. And I was like, oh, okay, this is nice. Blah, blah, blah. Have a good day. So a couple of months passed and it was New Year's Eve. So like at midnight, I'm texting everyone in my contact list. Remember, I have the same phone number. Happy New Year. You know, I hope this is the year you give your life over to Christ. Have a great year. Be blessed, whatever. Brian texts me back. Hey, Shapria. Nice to hear from you. I heard that Brandon seen you in the mall. And I'm like, yeah, this is true. Mind you guys, I text this message. Of course, it's different every year. I text this message every year. This is the first year he ever responded. So he's like, we're like talking back and forth. At first, it's just like a little bit of, hi, how are you? What have you been up to? You know, nothing serious. But at the time, I wasn't dating. Let's see, I was living with my dad. I wasn't looking for a relationship at all because like previously, before I started talking to Brian, I was just getting all kinds of weird guys or something. Like 4 guys in a row like basically stopped talking to me and told me I was too much of a good girl. Like they couldn't do it basically. And I was just like, whatever. So I didn't mind because I was just really into church and trying to really get close to God. I'm still into church, but I'm just saying, like, I was really into church, trying to grow up in Christ, and just I was really loving that person that I was. Matter of fact, I remember I started traveling with Bishop, my bishop at the time, to dance at different churches. It was just awesome. I was in an awesome place. I was feeling great. And then Brian showed up. Okay. So I'm like, God, what are you doing? What's happening? I really don't want any more well, I wasn't in any relationships, but I didn't really want anything going on. I didn't feel like anyone telling me, oh, you're too good, stop it, be bad, do something weird. I don't know. Anyway, so I was like, God, please, if this isn't going anywhere, just let him know I'm not interested. And because I'm not a mean person, so I'm just like, God, can you just do all my dirty work? Just let him know, get out of here, whatever. So he kept texting and we were friends, and he was like, hey, friend, would you like to come to my house? No. If you want to meet up, let's go get coffee. Let's share a carrot in public in the daytime in a park where people can see me. No, I'm not going to come to your house. Okay, guys. So a couple of months passed and I went to his house. but it was fine. He's on the couch smiling, by the way. But it was fine. I came over, he made me dinner, we laughed, had a great time, and I was like, okay, that wasn't so bad. I'm still here. I didn't get serial killed. Wow, all right, I'm gonna go home, gonna text him back this time, you know. So we're just dancing around for about 6 months maybe, and then he was just like, hey, I like you, where's this going? And I was like, you know what, I like you too. So we started developing our relationship, and let's see, about the 8th month, he like asked me to be his girlfriend. And it was really, really weird because it was the day after his birthday, and his cousins, I think his cousin and his nephew was over his house. They had like, I don't know, just was chilling together or something. I don't know. But he called me and he was like, hey, I have something really serious to ask you. And I'm like, what? And he's like, I'm scared. Like, he's like, will you be my girlfriend? And I'm like, sure, yeah, why not? Or whatever. Are you okay? Are you like drunk? What's going on? He's like, nothing. So I came to realize the reason I asked him where was he drunk is because like he sounded off, he sounded weird, but I later came to realize like he was really scared. Not scared, but really, really nervous. So okay. So yeah, this is my boyfriend, and I introduced him as to my dad, and my dad is just like, Priya, like, he is not your type. First of all, he's like 6 years older than you. You like, what? No, this isn't happening. I'm like, Dad, I'm an adult, leave me alone, let me do this, whatever. So my dad met him, and the first thing my dad said when he shook this man's hand is, oh, this would be a good fight. Okay, Dad. All right. Thank you so much. We're gonna go on our date now. Thanks, Dad. Bye. Anyway, so our relationship was progressing, and I was extremely happy. I was like, wow, this dude is so awesome. He's weird like I am. I can really vibe with him. But me, being me, I'm like, listen, I'm gonna just tell you right now, we're not about to be girlfriend and boyfriend for 4 years, and then you still don't know if you're gonna marry me or not. Let me let you know, this is a relationship with a purpose. If you don't know if you can marry me or I'm the one in 2 years, because 2 years is still a lot. 2 years, then what are we doing here? Like, what are we doing here? He like, you giving me an ultimatum? No, I'm dating with a purpose. There's no way we're going to be dancing around in a star somewhere 6 years later, probably, and this hasn't taken the next step. So that you guys might think I'm a little, I don't know, but whatever, it happened. He always say, oh, you gave me a deadline. I didn't. I was just the type of person, like I told you, I had all clown guys in my face, and I was just like trying to allow him to know that I am not the one to sit around and waste your time, so please don't waste mine. And I moved in with him very early. I did not like it. I was not happy with myself. I was depressed. I had to move in with him. My dad put me out. I don't even remember why. It was something. My dad was always putting me out, like whatever. So I moved in with him, and I didn't want to. I immediately was just trying to be anywhere else, but that should have been temporary, but it just became permanent. So after a year, I was going back and forth with myself, I just, I don't want to live in sin. That was my biggest issue, guys, here. And in the next video, I'm going to talk about living with Brian and how it affected me, because I did not want to live in sin, and a little bit more about our relationship, how it progressed, how he proposed to me, and how I said no. Of course I said yes. We wouldn't be here if I didn't. So I said yes, and we're here now. So I'm going to tell you guys a little bit more. So watch the next video. See you guys next week. God bless. I love you. Let's get colorful.